Hi there, welcome back to It's Only Paper. I'm Lisa and today I'm going to be working in my Disneyland Paris journal. I'm working on the Christmas section. I have Halloween one side and Christmas the other. I got sent this really cute paper. I got sent a few pieces actually from Paper Maze, so I'll add this little bit as an ad. This is from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Isn't it cute? And it's called Joyful, this collection. Now, if I was doing a December daily, I think I would have actually used one of these squares for every single day. It's so pretty, but I'm not. If you've seen, I'm doing a December kind of anything. I'm calling it Christmas Story just purely because I'm just journaling as and when I want. And I actually started it in November when we started doing loads of Christmas activities. But I really wanted to use this. It's so pretty. And looking through the book, I have like this square piece of page here at the front. And I just thought it would be really nice to have the dates that we were in Disneyland Paris for Christmas on here. So I think it was the 15th to the 18th. So I thought I would add those at the front, almost like as a title page, as I've jumped straight into the journal, but haven't really done much of a title page. So I thought that would work really well. I sometimes do that. I don't always do things in order. If I fancy doing something, I'll do it. So the other day I really fancied doing a particular page, which I've already done. And so I just started that. But I did leave the space beforehand, knowing that I would want to do something at the front of the journal. And this has ended up working really well. Sometimes my mood takes priority as to what I fancy doing rather than doing things in order. And I find that works really well for me. I am actually completely up to date as I filmed this with my Christmas stories, my December journal. So it's going really well. So it was actually quite nice to have a break from that journaling and doing something slightly different. Although it's still Christmassy, it just feels like normal journaling as well, if that makes sense. So I was wanting to get the numbers kind of like on the page so that they all look neat and tidy. So I was just jiggling them around a little bit. I was actually filming a video with my patrons today as I was filming this, making this. And everyone was working on December projects. Some were making cards, some in their journals. And it was really nice, really inspiring. As I'm doing the voiceover for this, we have another one this evening. It's our Christmas party and I can't wait. I just love doing that. And there's something about when you're crafting or journaling and others are doing exactly the same. It's really inspiring and just showing each other what you're doing. I really love doing it. And it's really relaxing as well. I used to go to a lot of in-person like scrapbooking like retreats, and I used to organise a lot of people ask me, I just think everybody knows what a crop means and they don't always know what a crop means. A crop is when a group of you get together to scrapbook. Back then it was just scrapbooking really, but now you have like creative journaling and things, which wasn't really a thing back then. So I used to organise a crop every other month in a local church hall. It was so nice. We had a really good turnout. Everyone did what they wanted to do. One lady even upholstered a chair one week. It was just so nice, such a different variety of crafts, but the majority of people were scrapbookers. And just being able to like put on the kettle while you wait for the kettle to boil, just wander around and see what everyone else is up to. It's so inspiring. And it sparks so many ideas. It might not be that you copy what somebody's doing, but you might think, oh my goodness, I never thought how to do that, how to use it like that. So I love seeing how other people scrapbook or journal or whatever they're doing, making cards, and it's just really cool. So I love our Patreon get-togethers. I really do enjoy them. I'll leave the link down below. We do have a free Facebook group as well, and sometimes I do a Zoom for everybody as well. I did one, when was it? October time, something like that, September time, I can't remember. So I'll leave the link to that as well in case you want to come and have a look. It's a really lovely community as well though, so I'll leave that link. I decided to add November underneath. I've got so many different alphabet stickers that I'm trying to use up, so I've added that. And this is also a good time. I find when I'm doing this kind of journaling, I'm just constantly using up old stash, and it's working out so well. And I found this I think like a die cut set from a really old Christmas set. Well, I say really old, I think it was last year's. So I'm using up that, and I'm also using up loads of my Say Cheese collections. I've got loads from over the years from Simple Stories. So I'm finding that this journal is a good combination of the Christmassy stuff and, like you see here, the Disney stuff as well, where I've got so many in bags. How do you store all your old collections, especially the 12 by 12 collections, because they take up so much space? Do you kind of like empty things out and then put them like with papers together, stickers together, die cuts together, or do you keep them together? Because I do tend to keep the collections together. I've got a big box under my desk, and I keep all the collections in their plastic 12 by 12 bags, and I like seeing what I've got, but I also forget what I've got. When I was doing my studio makeover a while ago, it was something I wanted to do, actually go through all the collections and maybe empty them out a little bit, see what I've actually got, like grab out the letter stickers, the alphabet stickers and things like that. And I haven't got around to doing that. I know though that's obviously going to be something for next year. I need to continue with that studio declutter. That, by the way, I do all my studio decluttering and studio vlogs on my main channel, Life with Lisa. So I'll leave that link down below for you in case you like that kind of thing. But I definitely came to a halt with that this summer. I was doing so well. So that is something that I want to continue with next year, because I still have so much to do and I was doing so well. I would cover this page up. As much as I love the pages, this one, it's cute, but it doesn't really fit the journal as such. It's not like there's particular Disney characters that I love on this page. So I decided I would make better use of it and use this quite neutral paper here. So I'm just marking it to size to then cut it and stick it in. As you can see, look, this, I know it's Rex, but I'm not that fussed. To be honest, the journaling doesn't mean anything, so it would definitely be more worthwhile to be covered up. I've torn the edges. I love doing that. Doesn't that look fun when you've got like a couple of straights and a couple of torns? I think it looks really nice and really adds to the texture, and I love it when you can see just that white strip all the way around. So I'm now using up the rear side of this paper that I've just used. I'm matting my photos. Sometimes I think they just look a little bit lost without anything behind at all. So I've got some of these older, I don't know, I said they're Simple Stories. Some of them, I've got a whole mixed bag, you know, because Echo Park have done Disney papers. I think a lot of them have had a bit of a go, haven't they, and done their own things. So what I decided to do was to pop it on the back of a journal card that I wasn't actually going to use. And then I'm using the rear of this number paper, again, that I'm not planning to use. And I've created, or I will be creating, a little flip. So now the colours go really well. I wanted it to contrast as well. So I've got like the spots one side, and then when it flips, I've got the pink the other. So it's in contrast with the yellow on the right hand side and then the blue that it's on. So I'm just popping it on for now, just with a bit of sticky paper. It's not there permanently, but I like to see kind of like how it's going to look when I'm working on something. And I find with using this tape, it's almost like surgical tape actually, it just peels off really easy, so it makes it really easy. And I've got a little flip there which I think looks really cute. I'm trying to decide where to put the photos next. It's always a big decision, isn't it? And I love the pink of the castle with the pink of the flip, the rear side of the flip. So I've ended up popping that there. I thought that looked really cute, and I just wanted to sort of like talk about the Disney-ness in Disney, no, not Disney-ness, Christmassy-ness in Disney. So I've got a few like little Christmassy photos, my red ears, the beautiful Mickey garlands down Main Street. And there wasn't actually that much. The decorations were mainly just around Main Street. I don't know if they've added to them actually. I haven't watched any other vlogs. Let me know if you've been to Disneyland Paris over Christmas. Does everywhere end up being decorated out for Christmas? Because when we were there, it was just literally Main Street and the castle. There wasn't anywhere else. The resorts were decorated. Wasn't even a tree or anything. So I was quite surprised. I decided to add another like little, it's not a flip actually, like a little pocket almost, with the photo here. I really love the yellow, so I didn't want to cover up the yellow. So I've taken a little die cut postcard and I'm going to use that. So I thought these little die cuts here would be really handy as well. So I thought, right, I could staple one on to make a little pulley out, just stick the far end of the photo down. The postcards are very similar size, so I didn't really need much to hold it in. It felt quite secure. And then I thought I could just staple that little die cut to make a tab, and then that pulls out quite easily. I always like a journal where there's loads to look at and see and pull out, all that kind of thing. So I thought that would be really fun to create like that. And I've always got different coloured staples in my staple gun. So I've got rose pink in at the moment. I didn't bother changing it because I thought it would look okay. So yeah, I like that. I think that looks really cute. And it's just another way to be able to either add another photo or some extra journaling. Now I'm determined to use up some of these Disney die cuts. I've got so many of them. So I thought this would be a really good opportunity. So I'm just going to have a play, see what works where. I do want to get some Christmassy kind of like feelings into the page. So I may well end up making something to go on the page. So I might come back to that later. But for now, I'm just going to stick on some of the die cuts, see what works where, see what I can use up, which is, as you know, I keep going on about, that's what my year has been about, using up stash. And it's such a great feeling. I'm so glad I covered up that page, actually. As much as I love the illustrations, I don't want the whole thing just to be about the illustrations. That's the nice thing about when you do this kind of journal as well. You can sort of like turn it into your own thing, do what you want. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has coming along. So I'm now just flicking through, just seeing what I could add. We had such a lovely time here. It was so nice being in Disney over Christmas. I say over Christmas, it obviously wasn't, it was November, but you know what I mean. It felt really Christmassy. I've been sharing those videos, by the way, on my Disney channel, so I'll leave that link below as well. I had a video go up last night where we had an evening in the park and it just felt so special. It was our first time being in Disneyland Paris at night. It was just lovely, really lovely. The lights were all beautiful and it was quiet as well. Just going on to rides with no queues. That's everyone's dream, isn't it? It was just such a lovely evening. We had a really nice meal and then we went back to our resort, got changed and went on to Newport Bay for drinks and cocktails, and it was just really, really fun. Such a lovely evening. Something I do quite like, although it's always a shame when the parks close early, this today for us was 7 o'clock. It is quite nice though then to be able to go on and do something else, which we really enjoyed. So leaving a park at like 7 o'clock, going to get changed, and then going on to a resort for cocktails was really nice. Sometimes, especially when you're only in a Disney park for a few days, you kind of feel like you have to do and see everything, and you can spend then a lot longer in the parks than actually doing other things like sitting and having drinks in a bar. As much as I love the grid paper, I thought I would add some pink paint. There's quite a little bit of pink with it being like pink on the castle. The first time when I started to add it, I didn't like how it was going. So I've taken the other end of my credit card. I've got an old credit card that I'm using to spread it. This one went on much, much better. The other was a little bit scratchy, even though it was just the other half of the card. And then I just thought I would add it just in a few kind of like places. I don't like the paint going on too thick. I like it nice and thin. So then I keep spreading it and then spreading it over the rest of the page. Also, when you put it on really thin, it dries super, super fast. So here it's already dried. I can add my die cuts, and then I just wanted a little bit of layering. So I'm just going to add some script paper here. I got this from one of Gracie's kits, you know, Grace from Miss Paper Lover. So this is really handy, and I just thought it was also musical there. The whole of Disney, when you enter like onto Main Street, it's all about the music. So I thought the music paper really represented that well. I sometimes forget to use things like this. I love using like craft paper, graph paper, vellum, or like tracing paper type thing. I mean, you could even use like baking paper from the kitchen, couldn't you? Yeah, I sometimes forget to do things like that, but it does look really nice. It just kind of like adds just a little bit of interest to a page. And then I'm just trying to use up the scraps here Always want to use up the scraps. I hate just sort of wasting something. So yeah, I'm just seeing where I can put this now. But yeah, I must remember to add things like this, add them to my layers. I forget sometimes as well that I should have my, I've got like a scraps basket. That's always handy just to have on the side, because sometimes you can just have like a loose bit of paper and that can really, really make a difference. I bought some Post-its from Primark. This one didn't tear quite so well, but again, they're really handy just to add as another layer. But also I like to use them for journaling as well. Post-its are really handy for journaling. I popped this ticket die cut there, but I think I'm going to end up moving that. I don't love it as much as I would like to. I scrapped the Post-it because I wasn't happy with that tear, and I've ended up doing another one that's just a little bit neater. It's just a little bit too large, and I wanted to be able to see the page underneath. I really love the grid. I love the pink, so this ended up working a lot better. Although it's a Post-it note and it's got sticky at the top, I wanted just to secure it a little bit better, because I hate losing things from my journals. That's really annoying when things like that happen, when they fall out. Like, you know, when you lose a letter or something like that. I've had that happen quite a lot. So I decided to add another Post-it. This is such a cheap way to buy stationery, by the way. Going to Primark, even if you don't like everything in the actual stationery set, sometimes I think they're like $2.50, $3.50, and it's worth it sometimes. I've done it just for a couple of Post-it note like pads and a couple of paper clips. It's so cheap. Even if you don't use the other bits, like if it comes with stationery that you're not fussed with, you can always gift like the pencils or pens to somebody else. There's always somebody that would want them. I've also got this collection here, which is an older one. It's Maggie Holmes, really, really pretty. Doesn't totally go with this page, but the pink elements do. So I decided to cut it about a bit, take off some of the pink and add that to my page too. Quite like sort of like matching colours. So if I can find a colour on a photo or something, and then I can find other elements, whether it be embellishments or like here, just cutting bits out from paper collections. I really like doing that. I think it really then brings out the other colours. So by me adding like something pink to this page will hopefully really enhance the pink of the castle. I've also got quite a bit of green like on the flip side there with the dinosaur, so I thought that would be a really nice colour then, shade, to bring into this page as well. So it just kind of like makes sure that everything coordinates and kind of fits. And also by like adding these little tabs, it's then another space to either like pop a date or a title or just a sentence or something. I really like doing that kind of thing. Have you got any trips planned over like the Christmas period? Are you doing any day trips? Or I know there's so many things to do these days, like people go to Blenheim Palace and Woodstock, and there's lots of kind of like light things, aren't there? Or walkthroughs. There's just so many things to do than there ever used to be. I've never been to Winter Wonderland. It's always felt a bit overpriced, and we quite like our London trips, to be honest, where we just wander and look at the lights. We still haven't done that this year. I think we're going to struggle for all four of us to be able to fit it in. There's talk maybe next week we might be able to go to London. After last year, my husband's a little bit put off. So I think we're going to do things differently. In case you missed my vlogs last year, our car got damaged in the station, our little station. It's only 4 miles away from where we live. It's a really little place, really nice, and we came back to no exhaust. The catalytic converter had been stolen, so that was a nightmare and cost us huge amounts of money. Ended off writing off the car, and we had to get a new car in January. It was an older car, but even still, it was really upsetting, actually, really upsetting. So he doesn't want to park the car there anymore. So there's talk that we might actually, his brother lives quite near to London, so we might actually drive there, park on his driveway, and then take the 15-minute walk to the station. So I just hope it's not wet. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I can understand him though not wanting to park there. It's a bit annoying, but I personally think we should just go to one of the other stations nearby that's a bit larger, but it's his decision. He's driving. So I've got some tags here. I really loved this tag, but I couldn't actually find a way for it to fit on the page. So you know when you just keep trying and then you end up just giving up, which is what I did here. The page is nearly done. I'm going to add some journaling and then I think a few finishing touches. So I've gone ahead, done the journaling. That's all done. Now, I just keep looking at this page. I don't like the ticket, I've decided. Let's take that off. But I feel like I needed something. Then I had the idea that I would use this paper and actually have a little scalloped edge on the top. So I'm going to do that here. I love these. I love it so much, but I don't think I'm actually necessarily going to use those. So I will use this instead. And the thing I like about doing this is, I was going to say about having it on the reverse page, but it's obviously got numbers on, so I'm not quite sure how that will look. Let's trim that down and we'll take a look. Just placing that there, I really like that. I'm so pleased with that. So let's trim that off. That was to that line there. I've left this just a little bit thicker. The idea is I can add my adhesive. This should be an easier way of doing it. Pop that over here. Oh, let's make that go a little bit lower. And then with this, if I decide I don't like it there, I can just cover that up when I come to do the page. I'm really chuffed with that. I think that needs to go down slightly lower. Yeah, I think that looks better. The colours go really well. It matches. I just wanted something there, but I didn't know what, and I just think that goes perfectly. I've got a few strip stickers here, which I thought I would add in a few places because I just always think that looks really nice. I've got Hold My Hand here. I'm going to pop that there. There's just something about a strip sticker that I love. I just think they kind of like just add a really nice finishing touch. So we'll have, actually I could have a larger one there, couldn't I? This moment. And then I'm just going to pop a few here and there. I quite like adding a sticker to a photo as well. Winter's Coming would be a good one. Might even pop that up there. I haven't decided what I'm doing with that page yet. Explore would be a nice one. Actually, I'm going to pop that in the centre of the heart there. I just really like that. We've got a lovely that there. And I'd quite like to add one over there. Could have a so cute. Do we need, I don't know, do we need something over there? Yeah, let's have a look at you, because this page is all about the castle. And the excitement being, this is what I was journaling about, that this was the first time that we were seeing the castle without all the rubbish around it, because it was like all boarded up that last time. We were super excited. The first evening we went, it was dark, so it was beautiful, but it was just lit up. But this was the morning that we arrived, and we could really see it in all its glory. So that's what I've journaled about. I've also journaled about walking down Main Street, just how beautiful it is. And something that I've journaled on the back here is that it's a feeling you can't describe to somebody. If they haven't ever done it, it's not just you just can't describe it, because it's not just words. It's an experience. It's the smells, it's the sights, it's the music, it's just everything. There is just something about walking down Main Street that you just can't describe. It's a feeling. Something I love about Disneyland Paris actually is the cafe on Main Street, actually being able to sit there, have a cup of coffee in the morning and a cake, Mickey shake cake, and just take it all in. That's something I really like. So I do think this page is now finished. So we've got a little flip there. I've got this little bit that pulls out with some extra journaling. So I'm chuffed with this, and it's all about the castles. I also almost forgot, I created that little page there, like a little title page. Happiness starts here, 15, 16, 17, 18th November. So yeah, I'm chuffed with that. I think this is a really lovely addition to my new journal. So thank you very much for watching, and let me know if ever you journal along with me when I'm journaling as well. I'd like to know that. Thank you so much. Oh, I was going to make some Christmassy bits, wasn't I? I completely forgot. Do you know, actually, what I could do? Let's grab, I'm just going through my washi tape, not completely Christmassy, but I could just add a little bit of washi tape. How easy is that? Could add that too. I just always think adding either like red or green. Oh my goodness, that's really transformed it. Yay! I don't know about this one. I don't think I will add any there. We could add some here. It also goes with the heart, doesn't it? I think I might do that, but then pop that underneath like that. That kind of looks like it goes across. Yeah, there we go. Got a little bit of red, so it's kind of Christmassy. I was going to make some little decorations, some embellishments, and I completely forgot about that. But I'm really pleased with that page, and to be honest, I don't want to change it. I really like it. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week, and I'll be doing some more December journaling. Take care. Bye.